Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Okay, I think we'll get started. So hello and welcome everyone. And dear jury members, thank you for joining us on a Saturday evening. My name is Joji, and it's a pleasure to be your host for the next couple of hours. The Institute of Product Leadership proudly welcomes you all for the Skillathon of Product Design by the cohort of Product Management Certification Program. Our participants will present their innovative solutions, and our esteemed juries will evaluate them on key parameters. As Skillathon Go, it promises to be an evening filled with excitement, challenges, and skill demonstrations. This is an event where the top shortlisted participants from the cohort present their hands-on project and portfolios towards assurance of skill to demonstrate problem understanding uh, of customer persona, use of tools and presentation, and design solution. Today's session is going to be exciting and will definitely have some great learning takeaways. The cohort will walk the talk of the IPL mantra, learning by doing. The audience will not just witness it live, but will also get a chance to vote and choose the winner. I'll get to that in a bit. Let me begin this session by giving you an insight on what skillathons are and why IPL emphasizes on skillathon being the real test of skills. Skillathon is an event where the top performing learners demonstrate their understanding of a skill and the application of the same in the context of a real world product idea as part of their learning journey to industry experts and other learners. At IPL, we have replaced examinations with Skillathon and studying with learning by doing. The Institute strongly believes that the real test of skills is by demonstrating your idea to a live audience and industry experts. Product Management Certification Program is a globally recognized program with assurance of skills versus knowledge, which is focused on career transition or career acceleration with learning by doing. Now it's time to introduce the juries for today's event. We have a prolific jury of three. First up, we have Mr. Mohammed Abdu, who is the Director of Design at Talabat UAE. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Over to you for a few words about yourself.
Thank you so much, Judy. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited to look at all the great work and the innovation that you're about to present today. So a little bit about me. This is Mohammed Abdo, and I lead the product design and research at Talabat. As you all know, Talabat is a food delivery platform in the GCC. I'm originally from Egypt, and my background started as creative design. So I used to be creative director, like doing all the TV commercials and creative stuff. And then I moved into product design. And here I am, very excited to be with you today.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Abdu. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Suresh Halanakar, who's the Director of Product Design at ServiceNow. So, a very warm welcome to you too. Over to you for a few words.
Hey, thanks, Joji, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from, and welcome to this presentation. My name is Suresh. I'm ex cohort of IPL as well, way back in 2016, I think. So, but great to see you guys here. All the best for whatever you present today. Put it across very fearlessly, I would say, without no fears, right? And about me, I've been in the industry for design, as in interactive digital design for nearly 30 years now, and been in various companies. My last company was ServiceNow, where I was kind of director for product design, working across their enterprise software experiences, including AI. So very excited to be here today and to look at what you guys have put together. Good luck. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. And we have Abhijit Singh, who's also a Director of Product Design at JumpCloud. So, a very warm welcome to you. We would like to know more about you too, sir.
Hey, Joji. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm really excited to be here. Joji and me have been speaking for some time, and last time I couldn't join this group, so I thought this will be a fantastic, opportunity to see all great works you folks have been doing. Small correction, I'm not with JumpCloud anymore. I have started my own stealth startup for last couple of months. So yeah, I should have gotten that information across. So my bad. Altogether, I have around 20 years of experience. I started my career as a software developer, but then moved into the world of design. So for last like 1.5 decade, I have been on the design side of things rather than on the development side of things. Uh, yeah, I am very excited and really want to understand what fantastic things you folks are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking your time to join us as the jury for today's Skillathon, all juries. So next up, we will look at the guidelines for today. As given, it will be a 10-minute presentation for each team with a 5-minute Q&A or feedback by the jury only. At the end of 7th minute, I'll give you a heads up. And at the end of 10th minute, it will be a hard stop. Juries can cast their votes on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. The scores will be announced by the juries aloud. Once the presentation is done, audience, please keep your phones ready to scan the QR code on the screen to cast your votes for your team. So let's begin with the presentations for today. First up, we have team 1, Akhila and Shyam Krishnan.
Yeah.
Welcome, Akhila and Shyam Krishnan. You can start sharing your screen.
Yeah. I've sent a request.
Yeah, I've allowed.
Mm. Hi everyone, I'm Akhila and I'm currently working upon myself at the intersection of UX and product thinking. Over the last few months, Sham and I found ourselves obsessed with something surprisingly simple. Teams forget why they made decisions, and once we saw it, we couldn't unsee it. SenseStack is our attempt to fix that. Not new tool to manage work, but a simple idea. What if your team had a memory for the choices that shaped its product? A place where the reasoning behind decisions isn't buried in Slack or scattered across tools. Let us show you why this matters. So, let me just paint a real scenario. It's sprint planning. Someone asks, why did we reject that API design 3 sprints ago? And suddenly the team goes utter silent and then they become investigative unit. So Slack threads, nothing, Jira history, empty, Figma comments, half a clue, and eventually someone guesses, I think it was performance or security or something with an ans. Across 15 teams that we spoke to, roughly, this wasn't a rare case. It was a weekly ritual. One PM actually said, we keep rebuilding the same decisions. It feels like archaeology. And the numbers behind it are tough to ignore. So teams spend across 30 minutes per decision just searching. That's 4 to 5 hours per week. Weekly lost. New hires take 3 to 4 weeks to understand the reasoning behind past work. Retrospectives lag. Depth becomes decisions aren't tied to outcomes. Across 50 teams, that time loss becomes a $8.3 million productivity drain. In an async distributed world, decision memory is becoming an essential as version control, and that's the gap SenseStack is built to close. We wondered what if every decision kept its story? What if reasoning was captured automatically right where work happens? Our mission is to transform scattered fragments into shared source of truth. Our vision is a decision history that feels as natural and essential as Git feels for code. So, to get there, we followed the 5S design, always guided by one principle at every stage. Does this solve real user pain? Through the interviews, empathy maps, and workflow studies, we build the foundation that shaped every decision afterward. So, what makes remarkable is that this problem wasn't created by teams. It was created by how fast work evolved. AI reached a point where it can extract and summarize context in real time. Remote and hybrid teams now work across 10 to 12 tools, fragmenting every decision. And now the workflow intelligence market, now at $17.2 billion with 23% annual growth, is actively looking for solutions that reduce decision fatigue. Before LLMs, rational disappeared within days. Today's technology finally meets the need, and the alignment is exactly where SenseTech fits. We believe it is the perfect storm, and we are riding it. Once we understood the problem, we went straight to the people living it. Through interviews, empathy maps, and workflow shadowing, the same patterns kept repeating. So we met Ananya, a PM, who spends half a day answering why did we decide this. Her JTBD was simple: align teams fast without becoming the team historian. Then Rahul, a remote designer, constantly switching together decisions he never witnessed. And the broader product team told us unclear decision work force rework, reopen debates, and slow merges. Their GDBD reduced churn by reducing the constraint behind choices. So these voices became our blueprint. They shaped how SenseTech needed to behave, invisible, lightweight, and focused entirely on capturing the reasoning keep losing. When we mapped what users said, did, thought, and felt, a pattern formed. They said, why can't I find the decision? They thought I'm wasting time again. They bounced back Slack, Jira, teammates, screenshots, and still felt unsure. So insight in place for uh, so the insight that was there for us was that their struggle wasn't making decisions, it was remembering them, as context is fragmented everywhere. Hence our job: build something invisible, lightweight, woven into daily tools, simple yet structured, focused only on decision memory, one click to log. So when we evaluated adjacent tools, we found strengths, but not for this problem. Documentation always buried rational over time. Prioritization tools focus on what and not why. Notion depends on perfect human discipline. Slack moves fast and buries information even faster. So no solution creates automatic decision memory inside the tools team already uses. So SenseTech fills that missing layer by being the decision intelligent layer plugged directly into where teams already work, capturing rational automatically, making every decision instantly searchable. So when we mapped our research and JDBDs, it became clear that teams weren't asking for more features, they were actually asking for less cognitive load. So our MVP is deliberately minimal, shaped by evidence rather than ambition. We built four essentials: a decision timeline, a decision map, one click logging, uh, and tool switching simply won't be adopted, and narrative integration so SenseTech feels like part of the workflow, not an interruptions. Using Moscow, we kept us honest about scope. Those four were the only features that consistently reduce rework and onboarding friction. Our early pilot showed that impact clearly. Search time dropped from 30 minutes to under 2 minutes. Repeated debates reduced significantly. Onboarding improved by 40% because newcomers finally had decision history for them. And retros become richer than 50% deeper reflection outcomes. Our roadmap is simple and focused. Start with an MVP, roll out into select teams, expand steadily, and evolve towards an AI decision agent that supports team proactively. And with that grounding, I'll hand it over to Sham to take you into the actual flows, testing insights, and how SenseTech comes alive in product.
Yeah, thanks, Akila, for setting the stage. So, good afternoon and good evening, jury members and prospective teams. So yeah, like what Akila said, like we are focused on MVP and we were identifying what are the key touch points we want to address, right? The key touch point we want to address was like focused on our user, personas, which is like PM, teams and product teams and designers. And we were focused on identifying and validating ideas like a Jira app for for PMs and Figma, a kind of a widget for designers, so that each respective personas are on
Sorry
their
to interrupt,
workflows.
Sham. You have 3 more minutes.
Yes, on their workflow while taking advantage of the insights that are generated by the sense stacks, right? So these were the quick ideas and solutions that we were prototyping, and we can move on, I guess. Uh, to the next slide, and we quickly validated some of the prototypes with our user base, and we validated with 8 users, and we had really good positive feedback from designers and product managers. Designers saying some feedbacks like, okay, if there is a way for me to input more decisions that I made in Figma into the SenseTag widget, that would be great. So these are kind of feedback that we're getting. So it is a validate. We got a really positive validation from our existing user base, and we were able to validate that this is a problem worth solving for, and that is what SenseTag is positioned at. So what is SenseTag in conclusion? So SenseTag is a product that is a decision layer on top of every existing product, product stacks that enables teams to move faster, take decisions faster, while focusing on what they do best, which is building great products. And that's what a SenseTag does. That with that, I open for any questions with regards to the product itself. And we missed out on showing the prototype. Yes, this is a small prototype on the workflow that we did on how you can show the prototype, right? So how the SenseTag app in Jira would work. And we also spend some time validating how our product branding would look like, and we can show the branding. And this is how we chose primary as purple to show the vibrance and freshness of the product. And we chose the accessibility to be AA, because our users are mature, like professionals around the age of 25 to 40, and so on and so forth. And that's the reason why, that's the rationale behind the paletting and the font choices, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it on SenseTag, and we are open to any questions from the jury.
Thank you so much, team, for your presentation. We'll open the session for Q&A and feedback. First up, I'll call Suresh sir, your feedback and questions for team.
Yeah, sure. First of all, Akhila and Shyam, a good job. This is not easy, right? I guess it's always tough to put something together when you're in a hurry. Um, you know, Pretty good. Thank you so much. I have a few questions though. Okay.
Mhm.
Because this tool is for somebody like you and me, perhaps, right? I mean,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
I was just little trying to figure out when you said you spoke to some people already and they found value in this, right? Was that any real problem that they had? I mean, people are going about doing their jobs any which ways, right? What are they doing today that you felt okay, this could really add a lot of value for them? Because I just feel it's just another tool, it's another plugin which sits on top of something that I'm already doing. And many cases we don't even like enterprise app users, we don't even
Mhm.
get these tools. I don't get a Notion or I don't get a Slack because of whatever we have. I work with service now, so they don't use Slack because that sits with Salesforce. That's their product. So it's a
Mhm.
competitive
Mhm.
product. In such
Mhm.
cases, what happens? Did you really see any value in that when you spoke to the users?
So it also sits on Figma as well.
But I'm
So
not a designer. Let's say I'm just a PM, which don't use Figma.
okay, so PMs would also try to use Figma or any applications that we have listed right now. Like we have compared ourselves with the other applications though right here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But the thing is that once if we are into the project and some decisions that we have already took, the conversations come back to us again. So we have faced, I assume you have also faced such kind of situation once or twice where you really lack the context of it or you forget the rationale behind why did we do that. So that was where we are coming from, and we want to sustain that why. So
Got
if
it.
we have the timeline, a decision logged that this was the very reason why we rejected a decision or why we have come down to that particular decision, that will be there. And even though if you're moving from one project to the other one, it's a seamless journey for you to hand it over to the other person, that these were the decisions that we've already took. You need not look into that aspect again.
Yeah. And right now, teams are brute forcing it, and enterprise. You've been working in enterprise. It kind of got brute forced into a process, right? But we were targeting more in terms of mid-sized teams, teams that are in around like 200 to 500, team member company. So that those are our target, personas for the MVP, and those teams are don't have the capacity to build and patiently wait for the process to enable them to make right decisions, because it gets logged through the process, but the process takes time. It's a chicken and egg problem, and that's where with AI and with all these technologies at our disposal, it's better to reduce this redundant solution, which is not valuable in terms of building the product, but very much valuable in terms of taking decisions, right? Which validates the quality of the product that you're building, right? And it saves a lot of time in that case as well, right? So that is what we are aiming to solve. We are not aiming to solve yet another existing product management problem, right?
Got it. And one last question, and I'll pass it on to the other jury members.
Mhm.
And before I give my feedback, I was kind of lost. Maybe it was there, in
Mhm.
the journey where, where do I start my journey? Do I need to kind of go to Figma, install this plugin, go to Notion, install the plugin, and even if that happens, how do I start my journey? That's something I think was not very clear. At least I probably missed it
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
I actually open my tool and start integrating or start working with it. So,
Mhm.
any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole point was to solve for the touch point, but you would definitely start with signing up for the product, and there is a standalone solution that we didn't cover here because it is not the business use case for the solution itself. Like how many decisions were made, those were like secondary in terms of MVP. So we didn't show that, but you do sign up to the standalone product, and through the standalone product, you would have every other touch points, which is like Jira, Atlassian Marketplace, and Figma, Marketplace, and so on and so forth. Through that, you would install the app, and the standalone product would explain how you would do that.
Sure. Thanks, Sham and Akela. A few feedbacks, right? One
Mhm.
is I think it, and again take it as a feedback. Don't have to change anything. It would have been nice if you could have told this journey or this story through a persona point of view. Hey, I'm X.
Mm.
I'm a PM. I'm a designer. I'm having this issue, so I'm installing this, and then that's how I'm going through and getting my job
Mhm.
done.
Mhm.
Would have been easier. The
Mhm.
slides had a lot of information, so very
Mhm.
difficult to
Mhm.
focus with your narration and what is there on the slide. So sometimes I was like trying to read, but losing your
Got
attention
it.
on what you guys were saying. But overall, great stuff. It's a good start. I see a lot of scope, but a lot of work as well. But thank you
Yes.
so much. I'll give opportunity to the other jury members as well. Please take over.
Yes, sure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Suresh sir. So, your scores for teammates.
I'll ping it to you, Georgie.
No, you can say it out loud.
All right. Okay. So I have to say it in the same fashion, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For I think the strategy part, the A,
Sir, no, we can bring up an overall score, like on from
I
one
see.
to
Okay.
four.
I am at to do it. Can I come back? I'm just writing it
Sure,
down.
sure, sure. I'll come
Okay.
back to you. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Let's move on to Abdul Muhammad Abdul. Sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Um, Thank you so much, guys, for sharing this. It's really inspiring to see, how much we are looking to use the AI into solving human problems in a way like that. Um, I'm very much interested into the business side of things. So I've seen a few slides
Mhm.
where you were looking at the market size and how
Mhm.
much you will be solving or the opportunity that you will.
Mhm.
And I have that one question. What is the type of teams like that you're targeting? Like who are the actual customers for you? Is it uh, startups, or is it the big product companies or major companies? We have different in our
Mhm.
world.
Yeah.
We have different setups. We have different teams.
Mhm.
What type of team that you're targeting with this?
So yeah, I mean, we are targeting mostly an agile team that is mid-size, that are in growth stage, that are facing such problems where there is some kind of a process, but it's overseeded by velocity, need to ship, and need to push for more solutions and more value for the product that they already saw market fit for. So those are the kind of teams that we are going for, where there is a decision fatigue that is happening. And sometimes when this happens, the whole and I've seen this happen also, right? And teams go into feature factory mode. And I believe the reason why people go to feature factory mode is that the decisions are not being captured properly. And different teams talk about different problems, and sales team talk about the problem that they are facing, and that gets shadowed by engineering overload and so on and so forth. And that's the reason, and that's the kind of team that we are targeting, right? That's the reason why we started building, thinking about SenseDAC.
So a team of 7, you would say, or a team of 30 people, or a team of 150,
Not a startup, but a
a mid-size.
mid-size team in a growth stage, right?
Okay. And you've identified this very key problem that they have, and this is not enabling them to do
Make
the features or the
makes
product that they need to
Yeah,
have.
make smarter decision is what I would say. Like, make smarter decision and make informed decision. They just go with velocity, and that's something that I've observed as well.
All right. Cool. Another question on the accuracy part. Did you
Mhm.
test or validate the accuracy of the decisions with this tool?
We haven't built a working, actual solution, although we are, I'm exploring ways to do that, but we haven't actually, definitely, like pushed in an AI and, tested the accuracy of the product.
All right. Okay. So those are my questions.
Mhm.
Um, I can share also my feedback
Mhm.
in a very quick way. So first of all, I think what I am liking is how you guys really went through the whole process. You stitched the narrative. However, what I wanted to see for me, if I would put the CEO hat, I
Mhm.
would really want to see um, proper real life examples
Mhm.
and how this tool is actually enabling an output. And one of my key this key slide that you have here, it's all
Mhm.
input metrics, right?
Mhm.
This is all about the inputs, but it doesn't really help me to envision how this tool is really creating a greater or a better output.
Mhm.
So this is something that maybe you could really double down on, how this smarter decisions will help in
Mhm.
um, building better products. And then you start measuring that, how those decisions iterate on the products, make it more customer centric, and so on.
Mhm.
I would really love to see that in the next iterations, of course, if I have the opportunity.
Sure.
So yeah, so this is pretty much me. I would rate the scale is from 1 to 5, right?
That's right, sir.
Okay, so I would put 3 out of 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll hear it from Abhijit, sir.
Yep. Akhila, Sham, first and foremost thing, really nice done deck. It was really well, I would say very well structured. So thank you very much and congratulations. I really like the way you organize your information. Slightly overloaded, I would say. Probably you could have cut down the amount of information that you're sharing.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
overall, the presentation, the organization of deck was really fascinating. I've taken some notes, so I'll read from there. I liked your competitor analysis. It was really well done. For a 10 minutes presentation,
Mhm.
I say the content was good and it was the competitor analysis specifically was very well structured. So overall, it was a very good presentation. Thank you very much. A couple of questions I have. Can you go back to the deck where you're talking about the personas?
Sure.
I remember seeing one slide where you had the names of the persona written.
Yeah.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I saw, but let me anyways ask that question. Who is a primary persona? I saw there was a mentioning of a product manager, a designer, and in the conversation that I had, you have built this tool for someone like a product manager as well as a designer as well as an engineer to use at the same time. While if I think I see these all are very different personas and they all operate in a very, very different way. They have different
Hmm.
expectations from the tool. So is
Hmm.
there a primary persona that was in your mind when you were thinking about this tool?
So we majorly focused on the product team altogether. And then we deep dived into a designer who's trying to work remotely
Mhm.
and who would have his work scattered along with on all different tools, like more than 4 or 5 tools, and it's fragmented everywhere. So that was the deep dive that we took into.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And is there a journey map that you thought of that I see this is the point where the user starts and this is how he exits the
Eh,
system? Is there
Yes,
a
sir.
journey map that you have thought of or you have created? Probably I could have missed, my
Uh,
bad.
no, we've created, but in lieu of time, we have put it under archives.
No problem. That should be fine.
So here we do have our inbuilt, like the whole overall personas too. And
Awesome.
then this is our customer journey that we did.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I personally am of an opinion that the journey map is one of the most important item that, because it
Hmm.
defines how the user is,
Yeah.
traversing through the system and what are the start and the end points of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you very much. I don't have any other question. A couple of suggestions that I would have from my side. And I know it's, I have never done a 10-minute, I've never done a presentation thinking that I only have 10 minutes to present. But looking at the timeline that were given to you, your slide deck was really nice. A
Mhm.
slight information overload, probably you could have
Hmm.
slightly trimmed it down.
We
And because the amount of information was not, trackable for, I will talk for myself. So
Yeah.
maybe a bit lesser amount of information that you share as you go
Hmm.
through.
Okay.
And primarily you look on the main information. I think journey map is one of the most important information.
Okay.
Hmm.
uh, a user persona and the primary persona I think is very, very important because you cannot build for the whole world, right? We are not building in
Yeah.
Microsoft Word
Exactly.
or Microsoft Excel. So
Yeah.
there has to
Exactly.
be a primary persona whom we are building for, and the system should be primarily built around him. Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
and yeah, I think the overall it was good. Uh, yes, I think that's all from my side. Thank you very much. It was a very good presentation.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Joji, I would love to give them 4, but I think 3.5 was right, but I would settle for 3 at this point of time. Okay. But
Thank
overall, a
you.
very nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Suresh sir,
Yes,
yes.
I resonate with what Abhijit said and Mohammed said. Guys, just one piece of advice. I know there's a lot of work going on here and want to, kind of please everyone. You really can't. So be ruthless with your simplification of your presentation.
Yes.
Any line, any dot, any triangle, any line which is not adding any value, knock it off. It's not going to help you. Okay. So
Got it.
anybody who present here on, just take that call because you have so much in your backups where you can always talk about it. So
Yes.
your presentation has to be really crisp and something which we can follow when we talk. So just
Hmm.
that. Good luck. It's a lot of hard work. I understand that you're always pressed for time. We understand that. I would give a 3.8 for the amount of work you guys have put. There's a lot of scope still for improvement, and you guys are on that journey. I can see. So all
Hmm.
the best. Great for great success ahead.
Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Suresh, and yeah,
Joji, sorry to interrupt. I was not aware that I could give in decimals, so I would also give a 3.8.
3.8. So okay, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, team, and
Thank you.
thank you so much, jury members. So I'll put up a slide where we'll have a QR code displayed for the audience to cast their votes for Team One. We'll take exactly 20 seconds to do this, and then we'll move on to the next presenter. All right, let's take a look at the audience poll. Thank you. Thank you so much, team, and all the best. Let's move on with the next team, Lakshay, Advaitya, and
Hi everyone. I hope the screen is visible.
yes.
Yes.
All right. So today, just a second. Yeah. So today, Advaitya, Bhanu, and I, Lakshay, will be going to present our product design skillathon, which is Met Society. And before
Sorry
I
to
even
interrupt.
start, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. If you could go on a slideshow, it would be better
Yeah,
for
I
the.
would, I would just, I would just do that.
Sure. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, before we start with it, I would like to highlight that we have structured the PPT, the problem solution, and the thought process of design based on the 5S design model. And unfortunately, Bhanu couldn't join us today, but he will definitely give us a glimpse of what we are actually trying to do. And for that, I would like to show you a video that he has recorded to start with the presentation. I hope the audio is it's audible,
Audio.
right?
No, the audio is not playing. At least I couldn't hear.
All right. Allow me to share it again, please.
Sure, go ahead.
I think now it's perfectly fine. Just a second. Sorry for this. Just give me a second. Perfectly fine now. So let's get started with this.
Good evening, everyone. Our inspiration didn't come from a lab or a startup idea, or rather any boardroom. It came directly from our home. When my mother was battling cancer and when Advitya's father needed constant care, Laksha pitched in and we noticed the same thing. Health slips not just because of illness, but because the daily system around it breaks down. And this isn't just our families. Across India, elders quietly struggle through the same gap. Over 55% forget medicines every week, not because they're careless, but because the process is overwhelming. Multiple prescriptions, complex timings, scattered instructions. We expect seniors to manage it all with tools that were never designed for them. The people who need the most support are left navigating digital systems that don't match their age or ability. That's the real gap, not medical, but structural and design one. And it's not just a common problem, we would rather term it as a national health gap. And that's where we realized this isn't just a healthcare problem, it's a design problem. And as I mentioned, this is a national health gap because the way information is shown, the ease of taking an action, the simplicity of guidance, that decides whether a senior feels confident or not. Thoughtful UI UX can close this gap. This is something which we have realized. Design thinking can turn overwhelming routines into something calming and intuitive. When design respects age, emotions, and stability, adherence goes up, anxiety comes down, and family feels safer. This isn't just any common statement, but it's something which we found that 8 to 18% of hospitalizations can be avoided just by medical adherence. So that belief shaped MedSociety, not just an app, but as a simple human-centered experience that supports elders without asking them to adjust. A system where clarity replaces confusion and guidance replaces stress. Because when design cares, health outcomes change. MedSociety, the guardian your parents deserve. Now I would like to ask my team, Advitya and Lakshya, to take up this presentation. Thank you.
So I hope um, the opening was quite information, full of information, and now I would like to allow Advaita to take it forward from here.
Thank you, Lakshya. So one, of course, we wanted it to still be a group presentation. So we added, we made sure that, our teammate is also a part of it. So the problem statement is very, very clear, though it started off at home. Like my, friend Banu was mentioning, it is a national health gap. So we have two personas that we looked at, and MedSociety is a dual persona, the first dual persona app that the country has. Few of our alternative players, it could be Apollo, it could be the likes of Practo, it could be few other global firms as well. They are focusing on medication reminders just as okay, a pop up, a message, but what do our seniors need, right? So we looked at interviewing close to 24 people, both caregivers who could be sons, daughters, daughter-in-laws, etc., and also elders, right? We went to the extreme case of including a persona who was visually challenged as well because of age-related cataract. So the narrowed down SOM that we have is to focus on elderly people who have mild cognitive impairment, which has our TAM is about 153 million, and the SOM that we're looking to target is 1 to 3% of this, because healthcare needs a lot of validation. It's a new idea. There are a lot of new concepts that we're bringing in, so we want to be realistic as well. So moving on, if we could have a look at the customer journey map, we have included Lakshya, next slide please. We have included the map for the customer journey map for both the elderly as well as the caregiver, but in the interest of time, what does the elderly think? We are considering people between 60 to 75, 80 in in urban areas, tier 1 cities, where we definitely know that the time that they're spending on digital navigation, be it content, be it videos, be it apps to play games, etc., are quite high. So and health is a major topic of discussion, like day in and day out. Like anybody they talk to on the phone, any conversation starter is like, hey, how is your health, right? How are you doing? That's the common thing that all elderly start off with. So they're thinking from, can I have some sort of a easy way that I can navigate this to having easy communication throughout the way, to ensuring that the families are involved without losing their independence, is the thought process that goes on in every elderly person. And similarly for a caregiver, it is, how can I be not anxious about my mom or dad missing the medication? So we've done the entire customer journey map. And as a part of the MVP, we've narrowed it down on 4 aspects. The overall app, next slide please. The overall app has about 55 features, but we're very practical. We want to ensure that the MVP works first, get user response to MVP. So based on the user research and of course secondary research, we've narrowed down on 4 key user stories for the MVP. One is onboarding for the elderly and the caregiver, but let's ensure these two are connected. That's one of the big USPs for us, and also an important customer user story. Second, how am I going to solve the crux of how they will manage medications? Third, of course, in an emergency, what am I going to do? So even before building the MVP, we had to get on the board and start figuring
Sorry
out.
to interrupt. You have 3 more minutes.
Sure, sure. So we figured out, these three processes, and we'll quickly take you through a quick demo of, the mock-up that we've built. Laksha, if you can just open the mock-up
Yeah.
link. Yeah, the first one.
Sorry. Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is a dual user platform, and it has two personas, the elderly as well as the caregiver. So Laksha, if you can just go to the elderly persona, this is for the onboarding. This is for the onboarding. Yeah. So you can do a simple onboarding within 5 steps. Ensure that your caregiver is also added. You have a choice of vernacular language. You can also add your medications, and you can sign in. We'll just take a minute to fill these details out. This is a place where we have their pre-recorded history that's being taken, which is very important. Yeah. So this is where they add their medications. It can be one, it can be multiple, but in the interest of time, we will add one medication. Yeah. This is where they can add their emergency contacts. This could be their caregiver. Sometimes people, their sons and daughters may be abroad, so it could be a caregiver who is their guardian in the local setup. So this is a simple 5-step navigation to complete the setup, and there is a link that gets generated. This link helps in tagging the elderly as well as their caregiver. So a similar onboarding is done. Directly, we'll move to the dashboard, Lakshya, in the interest of time. So here it is. So as the elderly logins, it has a dashboard for the medications. And let's see the next flow. Let's see what happens when the person say clicks an SOS. Okay, what happens if there's an emergency? Don't worry, your caregivers will be notified, your doctors will receive an alert, your location will be shared, your help will reach you in the next 10 minutes.
All right, team, your time is up.
Sure. Laksha, after this, I'd like to summarize with the roadmap and the next ones.
Charlie, so talking about our 12-month strategy and roadmap here, we have divided it into four different quarters. And starting from the very initial one, where we are considering the very critical features that we need to put in our app that will directly, focus the elderly and also take care of the things that are needed first. With things like the user onboarding, the family alerts, and the basic dashboard. Moving on to our fourth and sixth month, where we will
I'm sorry,
just
team, your
focus
time
on.
is up. Thank you.
All right, all right. So we'll focus on the video consultation thing and some multi-language options that we have already added, and then on to our third, uh, 7th and 9th month, and then move on to our final 10th and 12th month, where we are focusing on the AI medication insights and pharmacy integration features that we will add up. Uh, and as we'll go ahead, we'll definitely look
Next,
how the audience is reacting to it, how our elderly and caregivers are, for giving us, signs as to if they're liking the app or not. And likewise, we'll take it forward from there.
Thank you.
thank you so much, team. We'll move on to the feedback session. We'll start with Abhijit, sir.
Laksh, Adveria, if I'm getting the name right, I'm sorry for that if I got it wrong. And
Adviti.
Yes, sir,
Bhanu.
it's perfectly correct.
Yeah, thank you very much. This was a very nice presentation. Okay. I've taken some notes. I'll read from there. It will make simpler for me. First and foremost thing, your the design was very elegant and simple, so I really loved it.
Thank
It
you.
if I am anticipating, it works like a charm. If I am imagining both the personas, the caregiver or the elderly, uh, it appears to me that this design should work amazing because you have taken care of aesthetics, you have taken care of the cognitive problems, you have made those big icons, which perfectly makes sense for the user. And even if it is on both sides, just for the sake of making it faster, not a problem, right? If a caregiver is, if the elderly is able to use the app without a hiccup, then probably the caregiver would not have a problem. So I really congratulate all three of you. In fact, Bhanu is not here, so for this great design. So that was one thing. The other thing, Aditya, you spoke in the beginning that, you spoke about the folks that you spoke to and the user interviews that have taken. So that was awesome. You have really developed a very good insight of the persona. So you understand the problem. And I'm of an opinion that is very, very important because if you have a very good insight of the user persona, if you get as close to as their expectations and anticipation, you get closer to the solution that you're trying to build. Customer journey map was fantastic. Some tweaks here and there, probably a bit more elaborative. This is one of the problem with the templates that when you use templates, then what happens, you're not able to capture everything. But that was a good template, I would say. Probably it could have been slightly more bulleted or slightly more thoughts around it. Okay, functional prototype was very good. It was working like an actual product, so it took me some time to understand. I was looking at the URL again and again to figure out if it is a click-through prototype or it's something which you have done in very short time. So that was really good. And the last thing which I want to mention about the last slide that Lakshya that you were presenting about roadmap, that was fantastic. It has a very good clear clarity in terms of what you're trying to build and what are the timelines that you're looking at. And these things keep tweaking, right? You might not have the same plan like 4 months down the line. But if on day one you have this kind of a clarity for next 12 months, it couldn't be better than this. Uh, I don't have any cons around this. I was thinking that, but then I thought, no, I should not try to find if there is something wrong in this. This was a very, very good presentation. I have just one question around this. I saw that the medication was being entered by the elderlies. I'm sure you would have the method to enter medicine from the caregiver as well, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So because
we
I
Time, so
go
we
ahead.
can take you through the onboarding of the caregiver. So,
Okay,
the onboarding can be done from the caregiver side as well.
awesome,
Also
awesome.
have
That's the only
option, to upload their prescriptions as well.
that was the only thing which I wanted to ask in here. Thank you very much. Great job.
thank you.
And Joji, I would rate them a 4.5.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on with Suresh, sir.
Sure. Hey, first of all, Aditya, Laksha, and Bhanu, great job. A very good structure of talking so
Thank
that
you.
you guys all get a chance to explain your part of the thing. Very impressive. A lot of numbers. I understand there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. I have a few questions, and this is great, right? And this is whenever you're doing a medical product, it's never easy, right? It might seem easy. So I wanted to just check why the name Med Society first, because it seems like a very personal thing, like my medicine or my tablets or whatever, right? But it's society looks seems like for everyone. Any particular thoughts around that?
Yeah, we wanted to give it a very personal touch and especially targeting the geriatric segment. I think they need something that is closer to their heart and they can obviously remember the name as well. So that was the intent. So Med Society again talks about medication intake, and that's what we are primarily trying to solve here because due to mild cognitive impairment, a lot of people after 60 forget taking medicines, and that's very common these days. So our product is revolving around the same problem.
And
Right.
just
And
to add, so in terms of society, I think, after 60, health becomes a societal talk, right? So that
Yeah.
was, one of our thought processes also, for the name of the product.
Okay, I
Be
don't agree with
inclusive.
that, but anyways, yeah, that's
Be
good. Good.
inclusive. To be inclusive of family and caregivers.
Okay, so it's a team managing to
Yes.
talk and discuss and manage somebody's health special identity. So since this is an elderly kind of a primary persona based product, right? And you said you spoke to about 24 people. How many of those were really above 60 or above,
Half,
50
sir.
at least?
Half.
Huh?
We divided.
Half of them, and the
12.
rest of the 12 elderly, 12 were caregivers, right? The reason I was asking is the same problem. Like, the medicines of the first of all, the diseases are of various kinds. Medicines of a different kind. Like if you're giving injections or shot, they're of different,
Correct.
units. Your diabetics are for different units, and they change sometimes morning 4 if you need,
Correct.
night 8 units, so you name it, all kind
Absolutely.
of complications.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
obviously very difficult for elderly to remember the combination, especially when it takes simple thing like cataract. The drops that you put with particular time and the
Correct.
number of drops really matter in the first 30 days, so
Yes.
it's complex, right? And I had a very both my parents have gone through cataract the last 1 year,
Mhm.
and I had to literally set this timer on their mobile to say now that, because if I am busy, they should get the notice that somebody should put it because their hands shake. So I know what it takes, and this is a great value proposition, even though it's just the reminder service for taking a medicine, and allowing somebody else to know that in case if I miss. That's a great product. So there's a lot of value here. So another thing that I wanted to see, this is India specific, right? Have you thought about how does this expand out to global? Like, because this is very India specific, what we have. Maybe not in the West or some other countries. There are other things as well. Like, give an example in the real world, you have those medicine boxes which has compartments and time and everything that
Yeah.
that comes with it, like a kit. So any parallels that you guys thought or through your research of talking to people where you felt, oh, this is not going to work, maybe there's something else. What any insight that you can share? Because I did not see it in this presentation, that any insight that made you feel like, oh, this is a trigger. Because typically when we go into a product idea, when we talk to people, we pivot, because we say, oh, we not thought of this way.
So
Anything
essentially,
from
we have tried to look into the India model for now, and definitely we see that it can get expanded globally with time. At the same time, I would like to say that definitely there are lots of other models to take care of the medication intake. Uh, and through research and through the feasibility of mobile these days, I think one reason picking up the app format was because of its feasibility and availability. Everybody carries a phone these days, and that was primarily the reason. And then after our research and some interviews that we conducted, we got a bit of clarity on how to take it forward from there. I'm sure there are definitely other ways to solve the same issue, but not currently with this app setup or integration.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, and it's a great presentation. A lot of work and there's a lot of scope for it. Like Abhijit said, even in that customer journey, there was not many details. It seemed like, oh, I went here, I downloaded it, I logged in, I did this, I'm done. It's not that simple. So you may want to consider, what are the experience zones that you're going through, what are the users feeling at that point of time. Like I can tell you, if it's an 80-year-old or 70-year-old, they don't want to go through adding this thing. It's very complicated, right? So they'll be very curious about, or they're like zoned out when they want to do very detailed analysis. So that may not work. I'm just giving a highlight. So you think of putting this story in a very different way. I just think about it. You don't have to change anything right now. Again, in a persona point of view, I am an elderly person, I'm going through this, and this is what I'm going to use. And through that, if you can tell this journey, that will be good, more impactful is what I feel. To give an example, if I have to bring this whole presentation together, details are required, yes. But if I'm going to tell it like, hey, what is this real problem we are going to solve here? I think we talked a lot about the symptoms, but not a core problem. What is the core problem that creates this, things to miss out or not understanding the dosages and everything has to be told upfront. This is the problem. Everything else is symptoms, that I don't have the tool, I don't have a tool, all of that. So maybe you should just think about that storyline, will be very impactful. All other details are great. I'm not even going to the technical part, that's not required right now, but great product to think about. Again, integration, how it will work with the ecosystem is something that you need to work on. That's really important because we don't want another app in my application folder, right? So that those are the things to be spoken about. But great energy, great syncing between the all of you, great presentation. The prototype was pretty good, lot of effort in that. It's not easy to make those interactive things, but hats off, very well done, and all the best. I would say, keep going at it. See where you go ahead with this. You can definitely pivot and come out. I see some sparks there, but not quite there right now. But yeah, I mean, all the best for it. I would give you guys a 4, okay, for all the effort that's go into prototyping, the kind of framework you have to go through, talking to people, and what do you say, try to add the value here, because it might sound very simple, but it's actually not. I'm sure it's not. So all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We'll now move on to Mohammed, sir.
Cool. I'll make mine short. I think Suresh and Abhijit did already share a lot, and I think I agree with most of it. I wanted to maybe highlight one thing that you guys, with the video in the beginning, you made me feel the problem, which was really powerful. Like you didn't just put the problem in the presentation. So kudos to your partner on this. I really felt it, and I started already thinking with you in the presentation. This was really one of the key moments where you made me empathetic to the problem. So I really appreciate that. The storyline is very well prepared. I really love how you also thought about how to break down the quarters and how you do there. The one thing that I wanted to maybe challenge a little bit is if you look at it from the other side, the caregiver side. I think again, because you made me so empathetic, I felt like we didn't do much on how the caregiver should have more control in this process. Like I would really go and change the content, for example, the journey map, the prototype into the caregiver version, because this would be the one that is making the impact.
So
Go
if
ahead.
we get a minute, we have those,
Yeah.
and we could actually pull up the markup for the caregiver right away.
Yeah. I think this would be great. This because for me the
Open up.
you know matching and integrating that caregiver option and control with the elder flow is really powerful, and that's based on the research that you can do and also the validation, of course. For me, this is really powerful. I see a lot of opportunities to integrate with this app. So I see this app is integrating with hospitals, like you mentioned here, could be integrated with other widgets or fidgets that we have today, like stuff like Apple Watch or anything that the elder people are using to measure and track their health. I think it's very important. And I see the caregiver is the one that is having full visibility on that. So I would really kind of um, suggest that you put more effort in the caregiver opportunity, because this really makes or breaks that component.
Sure.
Overall, it was great to listen to the problem and how you guys are approaching the solution as well, with a proper roadmap to the final stage. I would rate a 4, and that means you guys are really on track. You just keep pushing, uh, and yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. We just
Thank you.
have to take a moment to show you the workflow we've built for the caregiver. I couldn't do that because we didn't have time, but definitely completely agree with your point on how essential it is for completely imbibing the caregiver into the whole process.
Yeah.
Actually, if you could just open up and take everybody through the onboarding for the caregiver. So every action or miss that happens with the elderly is available. I'm sorry, if you could just every action or a miss that happens with the caregiver. Sorry, that must have been a mock-up link.
I think it's
Uh,
a link here, I believe.
all right.
It's all right. It's all right. For the sake of
But
time,
what
sure.
I want to conclude is
Yeah.
the caregiver is as important a persona for us
Yeah.
as the elderly is, and we have specific features that have built in from a caregiver point of view. Just to name a few, if there is an SOS, that the elderly hits. The notification goes to the doctor, their doctor. The notification goes to the caregiver, and there's a loop created to ensure that they get help immediately. And say a simple thing like, say somebody missed taking a medication in the morning at 9:30, and we give them about half an hour buffer time. Immediately there's a notification that goes to the caregiver saying, hey, mama's missed this medication. What would you like to do? Would you just wait and give her a gentle reminder? Or if it's something as serious like a BP medicine that is missed, which could probably cause a stroke in a high comorbidity case, you'll just rather pick up the phone and check. So we've taken all of those aspects into consideration, and our goal with the MVP is to put this into action, get a lot of user feedback, because if it's not real, it's not going to work. We want to
Yeah.
test a lot of user scenarios, and then get into after having about at least 100 beta users, then get to the market which with the full-fledged app. Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks. One last few seconds of feedback here. Again, this product is something that human lives depend on. Okay, so it's mission critical in that sense. So whatever you present, be ruthless about taking out things from your slide. There's a lot of content, so focus on where the user want the user to focus first, second, third, fourth in that hierarchy order. If it's not required, remove everything out and just tell your story. That's fine. Like Mohammed said, the first story was very human because this product is like that. You
Right.
have to sink into that. So take that, uh, you know take that theme and then build your presentations around that. That might be really impactful. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank
100%.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, team, and thank you so much, jury members. Yeah, that was a wonderful presentation and all the best. So we'll move on to the audience poll. I'll put up the QR code. Please take 20 seconds to vote for Team J. All right, let's take a look at the audience poll. Thank you. And that was the audience poll for Team 2. Thank you so much, Team 2, and all the best. On to the next presenter. We had one more presenter called Simran. However, she could not be here for the Skillathon. So we move on to the last presenter for today, Kavi Arasu.
Hi everyone. Just give me a second. I thought I was the next presenter, so just a moment. Let me get prepared.
Sure.
You got to be always ready, Kavi.
Yeah, ready. Just figuring out the screens.
No, take your time. It's okay. I'm just kidding.
No worries.
You just got lucky.
Yeah, I guess so. Hi everyone. Hello to the jury members and also other teams presenting for the Skillathon event today. Myself, Kavi, and this is my product concept. This is not a
You
product
Kavi,
which has been developed. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Is my screen visible?
your screen is visible. We cannot see you though.
Okay. I have little. Uh, I am little camera shy, so
That's okay.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Spend Sense isn't just a financial wellness app, it's a lifestyle and habit building companion that helps young professionals build better financial habits, improve their daily routines, and indirectly supports mental well being. And why I say that our app supports mental well being is because when we lose track of the money which we spend, we go all out spiraling on overthinking and everything, right? So when we keep our finances right, our mental well-being is also taken care of, and our app also includes a method or a feature which enables the users to improve their lifestyle as well, and this all is in relation with consistency and clarity and also better financial advice as well. So a lot of users struggle to manage their money effectively because existing tools are manual, confusing, and difficult to sustain. So when we are supposed to do things manually, everything becomes a mess because we are not very consistent with our habits and also tracking finances. And this is the most ignored part. A lot of young generation people do is that miss out on tracking their finances. And the problem statement we wanted to work on is that users lack clarity on where their money goes. Manual tracking is inconsistent and tiring. Low motivation to save regularly. A lot of us earn very well, but where we fail is to save that money. Saving money becomes the ultimate problem a lot of us face because to earn money we learn a lot of things and we excel in all that as well, but learning to save and how to improve is something that a lot of places have not taught us, and we are just solving that core problem through our app using the features. And we have taken two user persona, and Arjun Mehta is a freelance designer from Bangalore. His income is not regular. At one point of time his income is like at peak, and one point of time he might not have a regular stream of income, and he is also an ambitious spender. So what happens is he spends the money as soon as it arrives, so it does not help Arjun to save money for his rainy days. And the next user persona is Neha is a software engineer based out of Pune and is a cautious saver, and her martial status is single. So she wants to save a lot of money, and she feels frustrated using the existing app because it's complicated, and she feels unsafe because they are asking her to track the money by linking her bank accounts, and a lot of us would freak out. Why should I link my bank account? So is it like IT behind me or income tax behind me? A lot of questions arise, and she wants her money to be saved so that she can travel abroad without worrying about debt, and also an automated way to track expenses so that it's simple for her to see where her money goes. Based on the user personas, we have designed the solutions in the way and kept our goals to simplify money management, enable expense clarity and budgeting, build savings habit consistently, motivate users with gamification. This is the special feature our app has for the users. And track expenses automatically, view categorize spending patterns, set monthly budgets, create and track financial goals, stay motivated with level up streaks and rewards. This level up and streaks are correlational with the gamification model. So, based on the MVP, the core features of our app would be auto expense tracking, smart categorization, budgets, financial goals, and level up gamification insights dashboard. This is our UCD canvas. In this, we address all the necessary pointers to address the core concerns of the user. So in problems, it's the basic thing, struggling to track money monthly, and motives, desire to save money, which we all of us have. Users, the target users for this app is from 22 to 35, because this is where they enter into the financial world, into the money world. They start earning money, and this is the evolution of their financial knowledge and as well as their financial world. So this user set is our core users whom we are targeting for our app. And so this is the high fidelity frame. I will go through it in the later part. I can show you the demo of it. And this is our roadmap. In months 1 and 2, we will prioritize the core features because that is the main concern addressed by majority of user groups. So automatic expense tracking, smart categorization budgets, basic spending insights. In phase 2, we will try to prioritize on habit building and motivation, which is level up gamification, saving streaks, nudges, goal tracking, monthly summary reports. Once the user sees their spending, the next problem is sticking to good habits. So along with giving good insights and helping them be interactive with their financial savings, we also have to improve their consistency and improve their lifestyle as promised. And the in phase 3, we will be giving social challenges features. We'll add those features into our app, and financial learning models which can be shared with the user. And this increases engagement, accountability, and financial education solving. And this is the user journey map. So as we saw our earlier persona, Arjun, which is our primary persona, Arjun struggles to save money because of his irregular income and also his ambitious spending behavior. So he tries to search more apps or explore other apps in Google App Store and YouTube reviews, and he's finding it frustrating because many apps are not automated. And then he lands on our app and unsure if it is going to meet his requirements. And as he starts tracking income, and so as he starts tracking in his income, he's still unsure that if the app is going to help. And after he starts using and continuously following up with the app, he's able to see the insights dashboard and all of that features which we have mentioned, and he's slightly able to see that his finances are improving. And after consistency, Arjun is able to feel happy that this app is completely changed the way he saved money and spent money. And this is the user flow. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. This is how our app functions. This all can be shown to you in the demo itself. It's the same, just the image version of the diagram. And this is the low fidelity frame. I will just. Sorry?
Kavi, you have 3 more minutes.
Yes. Just a second. Yeah, this is our app. So the basic is for everyone logging in, and our app uses email and SMS parsing to track the data. Track the data in the sense to track the spends. And it also, since I mentioned about the gamified challenges, our app has a core feature, special feature where a user can complete 10K steps a day, and then he can create an SIP kind of a model where if he completes 10K a day, and that if he completes 10K steps a day, our app automatically saves 100 rupees in his account, which is that is something that he can set up which account or how to do it. And how are we tracking this? We track, and we are aligned with Google Fit and Apple Fit. So every one of us have smartwatches, right? So tracking becomes easy, and the user has to enable this one by using this link now option. And this will be the home page, and we can see the core persona, Arjun. And the app also categorizes the spending into categories like food, travel, bills, and etc. And also it says his recent transactions as well. So it also gives him the insights that you saved 1,200 on food this month and everything. And we have a dedicated section where all the categories are split into their particular versions, let's say food, travel, and shopping, and also bills. So here the user doesn't have, Arjun doesn't have any spends on travel this month. so it says 0. And it also calculates bills like electricity, wi-fi, and everything. And he also can add expense, choose one category, and add it. If he is not able to track it, let's say he made a cash expense, so here we have this cash lunch. This is entered by the user manually, and this is our gamification part. So there are also pots option where the user can save, like for a vacation. And this is the feature which we spoke about, walk 10K steps daily. So this can be enabled by the user as well. And he also can challenge his friends and also invite his friends based on how his financial well-being has improved through our app. And here we have insights. This gives overall insights for the user on what categories the user has spent money. And we also have AI based uh, um features which enable the user to get smart suggestions, such as, if you see, switch to a bundled OTT to save 3000 per year while not losing your favorite OTTs. And we also give myth versus reality, uh, where the
Yeah.
user is able to learn his explore topics which he is not aware of. So here it says credit cards are always bad and a question mark. So he'll go read the blog and understand
Thank
what.
you, Kavi. Your time is up. You can
Yeah.
take another 30 seconds to run.
Yes, so this is where we give the user uh, privacy. So if he wants to back up his data, it can be backed up and it's not read by the company. It's just between the user and the server. And if he wants to export the data also, he can do it. And he can also choose to give access to SMS or email access, whichever he is comfortable with, he can give access to it. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kavi.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the feedback session. So before that, I would just like to request you one more time to please be on camera. We would
Okay.
love to.
Yeah, just a second.
All right.
Now that the presentation is over, I guess I'm confident enough.
Thank you for that. So we'll start with Mohammed Abdul.
All right. Thank you so much, Kavi, for sharing this. I will start from the prototype.
Yeah.
A lot of creative and good ideas.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Really, I really like a lot of the ideas that you've put there. It's creative. It's somehow it can work somehow. However, I'm not confident if it will
Okay.
work or not. And
Okay.
this is maybe also the side, like from the way you started the presentation until the prototype, I didn't really put my finger on one problem. Like you have shared a lot of problems and a lot of solutions.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out what's that one thing that will make me download this app?
Okay.
If that is to summarize how I felt about it.
Okay. Okay.
Um, this is in summary my feedback.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as a recommendation, I would really love for you to double down on one problem.
Okay.
Make sure that this app is solving one problem,
Yeah.
and you know you can go deeper into the solutions
Okay.
because you have a lot of problems and a lot of solutions. You didn't get the chance to show the how, like how will you solve this for the user,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I know that they are maybe a bit anxious to share their details with the bank, and then you put integration with SMS. That's great.
Yeah.
But I think, if you take this, for me, this is one line could build the whole value proposition of this product or this
Yeah.
app around it. And then you
Yeah.
can spend the time into the how. So you will do this and that and so on.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, I really liked the ideas in the prototype. I think they all are amazing, and you have a lot of ideas to validate. So good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
As a overall rating, I would give 3.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kavi.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abdul sir. And we'll move on with Abhijit sir.
Hey, hi, Kavi. First and foremost, thank you very much. It was a good presentation. I really liked the way you covered all aspects of it. But before I get into my feedback, I have one question. How did you come to this conclusion that these are the features that is needed in the app? How did you do competitor analysis? Or did you speak to users? What was your foundation of concluding that these are the things that is I'm going to build inside this app?
Okay, I had conducted a survey, and the survey we added what are the problems faced by the users, and users had given input, and the majority of the input said that manual tracking and their consistency of tracking it manually was lagging. So this affected their financial tracking part. So based on that survey, we have concluded what are the features that are primary, which is like automated tracking, and the next thing is like what can be done so that the users retain into this app. So based on that, we have designed the app and the features as well.
Awesome. Okay, great. So then, okay, now here's my feedback. So first and foremost thing, now that you have done your part of research in terms of understanding
Yeah.
that what your competitors are doing and you have spoken to users. So your problem statement and your persona definition was really well done because that's the foundation of building a good persona and building a good set of features that I want to build into the app. By
Yes.
the way, this money tracking is a very, I would say, competitive market. There are so many apps that is doing
Yeah.
this. I really like your elements of gamification that you've introduced because that encourages folks or people to engage more closely with the app.
Yes.
So, and yes, you have, I was about to ask, talk about that. So it's good that you have designed it uh, with a thought that I want the users to come back and use this on a regular basis and not something which does not remain a primary tracking app for the folks. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
One thing I would love to see, one thing I would have loved to see is, some kind of competitor analysis where you identify who are my competitors, what are they doing. Take something as simple as iMobile app of an ICICI Bank. It has all. If I look, your app and iMobile app, I know I'm comparing it wrong because
Yeah.
that's a very different business order. But if I look in terms of money saving and other things, if I look in terms of transaction tracking, iMobile does a fantastic job. So the reason for me bringing this up would be uh, it's a good case of a competitor analysis in terms of understanding that how they enable and
Yeah.
how these, if someone has already done something in terms of, getting these things done, that becomes a new, I would say, bar for us to get started from rather than starting from
True.
scratch. Okay. So
Yeah.
that could be a fantastic learning. It's very important to do competitor analysis because that gives you multiple steps ahead into the journey rather than starting from the very first step itself.
Got it. Got it.
And the other thing which I wanted to recommend was this app should have some predictive and prescriptive model along with all the features that it
Okay.
has. In the sense, it should be able to predict the user spend pattern and recommend him that, okay, you know what, this is where you're spending more, and this is how you can cut those spendings and add saving. Did I
Uh,
miss that?
yeah, that's what we had given that AI based notification. So it is a custom recommendation saying that if you switch to a bundled OTT, you can save 3,000 a year without having to lose your favorite OTTs. So this is based on the user's personal spending habit and what he prefers. So this is what the app does.
Awesome. It seems I missed listening to that. My bad. Okay.
No worries.
Overall, great solution. Thank you very much. It was a very nice presentation. So, and Joji, I would give a 3.7 on this.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Abhijit.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Over to you, Suresh.
All right. Kavi, first of all, I have a lot of feedback. Okay, so
Yeah,
please bear with me. I'll try to
no
make
worries.
it concise. In addition to what Abhijit and Abdo already said, okay, they're great points. Start thinking about it. Great presentation. I mean, it's simplified, right? After when we look at two, three presentation, even our mind goes like little distracted. So focusing on the slides was simple, clean, easy. Try adding few graphical element wherever you can, maybe next time. But
Sure.
then the colors were good, the fonts were nice, so it was registering properly in my mind, and I could follow the story. So congratulations on that. It's a great topic. It's a very edgy topic. A lot of people have tried, like Abhijit said, a ton of products out there. Start thinking how you'd make this idea stand out. Okay, and there are few things here which caught my mind, right? Which is the problem is again this whole thing about problem and symptoms. I think you are still dwelling around the symptom and not going to the problem, the core problem area. Uh, I think the saving and investing are two different things. Okay, so you focus more on the saving part of it. How do I track my spending and but do what with it? Suppose if I realize my bills are credit card bills are going above the my spend limits. If I cut down my expenses, I'll be able to save some money. But that money is not going to make me richer. Okay, so I have to
Mhm.
invest it somewhere.
Yeah.
So you got to always start with a goal in mind, like your Neha, the other person, has, I want to travel around the world, I have to buy a car. Now, if all investment experts will tell you, if you have a goal, you work backwards from that. If I want to buy a car, and if I can save 1,000 rupees, I can buy it in 5 years. Now I have to buy it in 3 years, then I have to save three thousand rupees per month. Now, how do
Yeah.
I do it? How do I cut down my expenses? So always think of how you can align your goal to the whole problem. Problem is fulfilling my dream, motivating them, inspiring them through your gamification model, through your social friends or social media kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
influence. And that's what they say, we in finance, we are not successful because it's like exercise. I don't want to do it myself unless an external force tells me, let's go and do this 10,000 steps today. I myself would say, okay, let it pass. But that's what should happen through your tool as well, where you're coming in from a motivational gamification, all should work. So start thinking about your whole story point, how you want to tell this,
Yeah.
because it is two things, right? So do it goal based, I would say. Think about it. You don't have to change it, and
Yeah.
how to tell the story, right? Second thing
Yeah.
is like what Habib also said. I would really like to see whom you met because that was not covered, or maybe even I missed it. Like how many people did you speak to? What are the general consensus you hear? Because
Yeah.
investing and saving or is a emotional aspect of all of us. So
Yeah.
for that you have to earn first, to save
Yeah.
or invest and
Yeah.
grow,
Correct.
right? So it's a very very complex subject, very emotional as well. So we want to see how many people you talk to, and I'm sure that because it's a very personal thing, right? My finance journey is very different, my goals are different than all of us. There won't be anything very common, only very few patterns that will be common, and you may want to hang on to that pattern and say I want to solve for this rather than go for a very generic thing. So think about that. If you can take a hook where you can say, okay, out of this 10 problem, I'm going to solve only one of this. Of course, saving, investing is there, but I'm going to just tell you tracking. That's my tool, just tracking. I'll just
Got it.
tell you how this tracking works and where are the things. That's all I'll do, nothing else. I'm not selling you, go why credit card is bad
Yeah.
thing. I'm not selling anything. So if you
Okay.
focus on, it'll be really sharp, and then you can give more pointers as to how to do it. I'm not worried about technically, they're all possible to do, to track,
Yeah.
get the feedback, but beyond that, what? So please take that feedback. I
Sure.
think there's a ton of scope in this product that you're working on, but you got to hit the right notes here because we, like Abhijit said, ton of tools out there. Everybody's doing it,
Yeah.
calculators and whatnot, right? But you may want to find that niche which is like, okay, this is what I'll do. So maybe that's one feedback. But overall, I really liked your presentation. I like that you're thinking how we can bring emotional and social aspect into this. I one thing I could not connect, but I get kind of think what you're thinking. This whole walking business, 10,000 feet. How did you connect it to the app? I really lost there because health and investing are two different things. They're similar. I
Yeah.
mean, everything compounds. So if you do 10,000 tomorrow, you'll be able to do 15,000, whatnot, right? But
Yeah.
that was not coming to me clearly. So maybe you want to think about how do you tell that story. So just that one feedback, but overall, I love the presentation. The concept is good, but narrow down because it's a
Yes.
very
Yes. Huge concept.
vast field.
Yeah.
Hook, take that hook where you want, where nobody else is doing. Like Abhijit said, there are multiple things. See what others are doing.
Got it.
There's an I wish thing which ICICI has, and many things that are there already.
Yeah.
So find your nook where you say, "Hey, this is what is not happening or happening but not happening properly. I want to solve for that."
Got
So
it.
problem and the symptoms around it, just figure that out.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, and I would rate you a 3.5. And
Thank you.
that's all for your presentation, by the way. The prototype was cool. So
Thank
I know there's a lot of effort. Keep going at it, man. Very nice. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Juries. And thank you, Kavi, for your wonderful presentation. We'll now open the session for audience poll. Just give me a moment. I'll put up the QR code on the screen. So please have 20 seconds to vote for Kavi Arasu. All right, let's have a look at the audience poll for Kavi. All right. Thank you all team members for your wonderful presentations. With that, we have come to the end of the presentations. And before we announce the Skillathon winner, I would like to thank the jury members and also give the jury members a certificate of appreciation and share their experience on today's Skillathon. And for that, I would like to welcome Mohammed Abdu for your experience and your feedback for today's Skillathon.
Thank you so much. It was really great having me with you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. Suresh, sir, here's your certificate of appreciation from IPL.
Yeah,
And
thank
please
you
share
so
a
much.
few words on today's.
No, no, no. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody's time. Actually, it's not easy, and I've been there, so I know what it takes. So, guys, go through it. This is what will stay with you, and this is what we are made for this, right? Uh, Murphy's laws, things not working, slides not in place, things don't know what to put together. It's all will happen. It will never go away. So, good luck. Live with it and be yourself. I think that's what I like today about it. Everybody tried to be yourself. So that's good. I really loved it. So all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And Abhijit, sir, here's a certificate of appreciation from IPL, and we would like to know your experience on today's Skillathon.
Thank you, Joji. First, thank you very much for inviting me. And guys, great presentation to all of you. I would like to, Akhila, Shyam, Lakshya, Advaya, Bhanu, Kavi, you all did a fantastic job. I really loved each and every of your presentation. Design is an iterative process. It keeps improving every time you go back and touch it. So it's not like you get that silver bullet and you got it perfect. I've been working on products that has been improving since World War II. So, it always keeps on improving. So, just keep iterating, keep thinking. That's the most important thing. And there is always a next version of what you're designing. It's not like that you got it perfect. The most important thing is to iterate, iterate fast, and basically, what you're trying to build, work in that direction. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all the juries. We appreciate your time and presence on this platform. Your insightful feedback and questions will encourage our students to look at the product with more clarity. Yeah. Before I announce the Skillathon winner for today, the Skillathon winner gets to take away a gift voucher of 1,000 rupees. And it's time to announce it. Before that, any guesses from the audience? All right. Okay, let's move on to the moment of truth. Congratulations, Lakshay, Advaitya, and Banu. You're the Skillathon winner for
Thank you.
product design. Yeah.
Thank you so
Please
much.
share a few words about your experience on today's Skillathon. Go
I mean, we had a really great time today talking about our presentation and interacting with such uh, professionals. So I mean, to talk about it and to put it all together in front of you, it's, I think, one achievement in itself. And I'm happy you applauded our work this way. And I'm hopefully looking forward to great MVP in future. We'll definitely work on it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, first of all, IPL, for the opportunity. I think bringing a personal point, validating it, by a lot of data itself was a personal and a professional milestone for us. And to get the exposure to present here, get a lot of insights by esteemed juries. It's something we couldn't have asked for more. Thank you very much for all the encouragement, the feedback. We look forward to taking all the feedback and striving towards having this product out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining today. So with that, we have come to the end of today's Skillathon. Thank you, audience and jury members, for being a part of our Skillathon. We would love to see your participation in the future as well. Until next time, take care. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Thank
everyone.
you,
Thank you so
jury.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you for your time. Bye bye.